It has been a grand total of 2 weeks since I was last in this park, and you'd think I'd live in Stoke now, but thankfully I don't. But yeah, I've not filmed a vlog from here this year yet because honestly there's not been a lot to say. It's been bang average. Welcome to Alton Towers. We're just going to look at the new Nemesis track. I mean, we're not missing much that it's closed because I'm not a big fan of this. Well, it's okay. Yeah, we've just done a course at Alton Manor, and I've never talked about this on YouTube before. I think it's a very good dart ride, a big improvement on Jewel. There's only 2 issues with it. I won't go into too much detail now. The brightness is too dark, things aren't lit up well enough, so that takes away from it. And there's also too many cars on there, so you can hear things going off before you get to them, and it takes away some of the jump scare elements. So, you know, you're in the scene before this and you can hear Emily going, "You're mine!" at the end of the ride, if you get what I mean. And there's obviously a big jump scare there, spoilers. Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry man. Oh, there we go. Hello mate, he's working on Nemesis. But yeah, obviously the ride is being erected. You can't see a whole lot, but oh, there we go. Yeah, we'll have to take you around the corner maybe or something. Here we have another hole, 2 holes. What's my opinion of the new track, you may ask? Well, my opinion is that why the hell would you put that design in here? It looks absolutely stupid. They should have just painted the track black and had red supports, but they've gone for black track, black supports and veins on it. As for the retrack itself, yeah, I am looking forward to it, but I don't think it'll make that much difference because at the end of the day it's the same layout. It'll be a bit smoother, which is a positive, but it's still not going to be Inferno, is it? That right there is Final Turn Nemesis. I got stung by a wasp there last year, so hopefully as part of this Nemesis retrack they are looking to remove all the wasps' nests and stuff that may have been there, because honestly they need to. Alton Towers for wasps is like awful, right? They need to sort it out because there's way too many, and like wasps can be dangerous. Like certain people can have like reactions and stuff. Obviously I was alright, but you never know. I may have literally just spun you the other way around and I'm filming in the same place, but we have just done Galactica. There you go, behind me there. Honestly, that ride's so underrated. Love it. Running as good as ever this year. And I believe Nemesis Terra's just opened. It has had some downtime at the start of the day. God knows whether like a staff member's just walked past while I'm filming this. It's odd at Alton Towers, like at Pleasure Beach you can just go on the Pleasure Beach Express and film and no one can bother you, but for the Towers you kind of just have to suck it up and film wherever because there's no real transport rides to go on at the moment because Sky Ride's closed. So next up is Fun Can Fly. I think the cycle's coming to an end, so I'll keep this short and sweet, but yeah. Retro Squad ride, rumours it could be leaving at the end of this year, but there's been rumours of that for the past 3 years, so God knows. Shouldn't have took all the flat rides out in the first place and they wouldn't need this, but needless to say, I do actually quite like it. So yeah, you know, it is what it is, but like, permanent flats are better, aren't they?
1 hour later.
Well, it sure is a lot quieter here than back at the Retro Squad. Fun Can Fly was amazing. I kept like screaming stuff all the way through. She's eager to well, do the segment that I'm gonna do in a minute. But yeah, we then did Nemesis of Terra for both Josh and Danielle's first time. I actually did that ride 2 weeks ago, exactly to this day for the first time. It's been open 3 weeks now. So yeah, I think it's the only ever time that I've taken Josh and Danielle on a ride for the first time. Usually they're taking me on something for my first time. Well, yeah, everything at Fort and a bunch of stuff at Pleasure Beach as well, actually. But me personally, I really enjoy Subterra. I think the ending's a bit underwhelming in terms of the scare maze. So, Danielle, I mean, what did you think of Nemesis Subterra?
To be fair, I actually enjoyed it. It is better than Ghost Train.
Hooray!
However, Ghost Train is still being improved.
Would you say it's scarier than Ghost Train?
Yeah, I don't know why. I was laughing at like for a majority of Ghost Train. I don't know why. I think it was just the way the actors were acting, and I didn't really understand the story that much.
Yeah. because Ghost Train's like a 13 plus attraction, but Nemesis of Terra's like a 12 plus. But I'd say 10-year-olds would be okay on Nemesis of Terra, to be honest. It's just loud mainly.
I am thinking like there could have been like a few matches at the end part.
Well, there used to be. I think there was when I first did it.
Because it's pretty much just a maze walkthrough and then you
yeah,
at the end.
So it's like a scare maze, but it lacks like actors being 2 centimetres from your face, if you get what I mean. Next you're on to Joshua. What did you think of Nemesis Sub Terra?
It was, yeah, it adds to the park. It was good. Wasn't anything out of the world, not the best dark ride in the UK or anything. The drop took me by surprise. I expected to go up a tower and drop like drop towers do, but we just dropped from where we got on. And then yeah, that's basically the end of it after you've observed the egg, and the egg cracks and you get tickled, and there's the exit corridor.
Yeah, there is a lift, which I quite like.
Yeah, true. The lift adds to it.
It's quite loud in there and stuff, and with air cannons and.
Yeah. So. Yeah, good. I would say addition, but it's always been there, hasn't it? But good to have it back, and I hope it stays.
So I'm a bit out of breath because we've been running all over the park like nobody's business. But just gone over to the Smiler and the rack queue. Main queue's 90 minutes, and then every time I've gone over this year, when it's been like that, he said, or the staff members said that, you know, the rack queue's 60 to 90 minutes. It just shouldn't be like that. I've done a whole video about this, but. The rack queues are getting too long. There's stuff the parks can do to sort it out. But one thing they have been doing today, which I haven't noticed so much this season yet, that will help, is they've actually been checking the ride access pass ID cards when you give in your time card. So that means anyone who's like stolen like a time card off someone else ain't going to get away with it. So that's going to help stop the abuse and stuff. Also, much to my delight, Hex is closed still. There's towers over there. Hate Hex, rubbish dark ride and that, so I'm not bothered. Like, I hope they replace it with just something better. Like, we've had so many good dark rides like Curse and Sub Terra open recently, and then over there just got Hex, and it's just like no need. So it's been a little while since we spoke to you. We did 13 since then, which like one of the worst family coasters ever, innit? Like, why the hell design a ride and then just poorly do it to the point where you need to put a brake run on the first drop, and then it nearly stalls around that layout. It's not that great. Honestly, can't wait to the day I get back to, you know, a Disney park again and get back on all family coast. Who's stripping?
Josh is done.
Oh, Josh is stripping everybody. Oh. Oh my god. Sorry, Danielle. Yeah, we did Rita as well, which is alright, but now I've done Stealth, I just don't rate it. Like, with all the coasters at this park now, I just don't rate them. They just don't appeal to me. They feel, a lot of them just feel beyond the time. Like Oblivion, we've got so much better dive coasters with bigger layouts. Like Nemesis, like practically every B&M invert in America looks better than that thing, and in Europe. And then you've got Rita, like we've got all the coasters with the top hats. And in Galactica there's better like flying coasters than that. These coasters just don't hold up for me anymore. I know Thorpe is kind of similar with them being like shells of other coasters around the world, but I just feel like Thorpe's lineup overall offers more. But we've also had lunch, which means it's time for FastFoodNet. Hello and welcome back to FastFoodNet, bringing you everything fast food related in the UK and beyond via the internet. And this is a very important episode of FastFoodNet because I'm going to give you some very good advice of where to eat at Towers these days. So yeah, I had a juicy rollover hot dog, which, you know, it's alright, it's not as good as the Pleasure Beach ones, but it's an acceptable quality of food despite the £7.95 price tag. I got absolutely scammed. You know, it's as if they know I slag off this place because they didn't apply the annual pass discount, honestly. And we showed them a pass and just, oh, honestly, it's not very good. I know, it's probably a mistake, but still, but yeah, honestly, like, you want to get rollover because everywhere else have transferred to this company called Aramar.
Or brain pat lunch.
And, well, you could do that as well, but we'll get onto that in a minute. Aramark are this company that haven't been getting a very good reputation, and apparently they serve food at all sorts of places, hospitals, prisons, and I just don't understand why. You know, Merlin catering wasn't the best, but it wasn't like food served at prisons. And like, yeah, honestly, it's unacceptable. Second to Disney, some people say, this park and Merlin. Like, you don't get prison food at Disney, I'm telling you that. But yeah, rollover hot dog, 8 out of 10. If we'd got Aramark food, I probably would have been giving it a 3 out of 10 at the very best. Danielle is putting on sun cream, but what did you have for your lunch?
I've covered something. I had a packed lunch and I bought a cheese slice sandwich and
Very nice.
some carrot sticks.
Yep.
And it was lovely. I'd give it a 10 out of 10.
Hey! And Josh, what did you have for your lunch?
I had a cheese. There's a barrel. I'm taking a picture of a barrel
Yeah.
and making a comparing it to Valhalla.
Oh, make it worse.
And not better. I also had cheese sandwiches and carrot sticks and a cookie and all sorts of other snacks I had as well. Gotta give my own sandwich making a 10 out of 10, ain't I?
Hey, moral of the story.
It tasted very nice.
So moral of the story, guys, get food at rollover or get a packed lunch or don't eat at all. So now we are basically just sat in Mutiny Bay, chilling out, as you can see. The reason for that is because well, we're sort of in the middle of a bit of a meet-up at the moment, and that is with Coaster Studios. So Taylor and Sarah have come from America to do a European road trip pretty much, and they're here in the UK at the moment. I've got to say, they seem more impressed by the UK parks than I would expect looking at some of the rides they've got over there, especially Alton Towers. They rate that very highly, but I guess you don't get many theme parks, so to speak, in America. It's all amusement parks. But I mean, you know my thoughts on Alton Towers. I'm not a big fan compared to the other major UK parks. We are doing a group ride with them on Wicker Man, but obviously I got the ride access pass, so we're not going in the main queue. And as soon as he went in the main queue, the ride went down. We're going to get someone to message us when they're near the front, and then we're going to go and join the wrap queue and hopefully get on with them. We've got a few of us today. We've got, you know, the roller coaster Ben, and that. Yeah, we've got a couple of others as well. So after a quick ride on the Curse at Alton Manor, we managed to get our group ride on Wicker Man, and we're actually one train away from getting on it with Taylor. But honestly, Taylor and Sarah from Coaster Studios and Terry from Coaster Bot, who was there as well, were all really nice. Apparently in the main queue they were making time for everybody, going through it, chatting to people, so it's really good to see. Alton Towers is obviously somewhere that they don't get to visit that often, and this meetup is something they really didn't have to do at all, but I really do appreciate the fact that they did do it. They made time for everyone to get pictures with them as well, which you'll be able to see on your screen now, and overall they really did just make the day something special. And then we did the Smiler, and honestly, hands down, worst operated ride in the country. It wasn't 4 trains, I believe. It used to be able to run 5, but that was years ago. Times have changed, obviously, and procedures and whatnot have had to change, but the wrap queue was 40 minutes. We waited 40 minutes in that wrap queue, and that's just ridiculous considering what that queue's for. You shouldn't be having to wait that length of time in a room that's quite claustrophobic, filled with strobes. Like, it's just not good enough. People with any kind of sensory related disabilities would really struggle in there, and Towers need to sort it out. And like, also the baggage hold, it was really congested. Just the entire queue setup was congested. Honestly, the Smiler wrap queue is the worst wrap queue I've ever been in. We then did Oblivion, which was standard Oblivion, straight on there with the wrap. Apart from the Smiler, the wrap queues haven't actually been too bad today, but something needs to change, because honestly, it's just not on. But yeah, Oblivion, pretty overrated. It's just a drop and then it's over. If you want a better drop, then go 2 hours up the road to Pleasure Beach and get on the big one. I don't know, Oblivion just seems very obsolete in today's day and age. We've got much better dive coasters with more elements, and that's just like, you know, they marketed it as the world's first vertical drop coaster when it's not even got a vertical drop. I've never seen the point of that ride really. Spinball Wizard's annual maintenance wasn't finished in time for the start of the season, meaning it wasn't ready for my first 2 visits of the year. So we then headed over there in the hope of finally getting on it. But of course, it was closed. As a result, we instead decided to take a detour up to the Nemesis Subterra observation platform. I didn't get any footage of the Subterra platform, which we just went to because we're kind of rushing. But I do have a picture from last time. It might be a bit outdated, sorry, but yeah, we're going to Curse now. We've now done the Curse at Alton Manor, and yeah, it's probably been the best visit to Towers this year, to be honest, although that's not saying much. The atmosphere around the park's been pretty good, company's been good, been a couple of operational issues, but apart from that, very good. Yeah, I mean ride availability. Obviously, we got on Nemesis Subterra for the first time. To see my full review of that, click the video on the right side of your screen. And for more things theme park related in the UK and beyond, click the icon in the centre of your screen to subscribe.